Man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you like I'm goddamn Benjamin Franklin. Looks maxing is making you a loser. Yes, sir, let me say that again. Looks maxing is making you a loser. Let that settle in, let that marinate, and let that hit your psyche. Because I'm about to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. Now, this whole concept of looks maxing for some reason has been popping up on my feed, has been popping up on my YouTube, has been popping up all over the place when it comes to social media, especially men's looks maxing. And I want to talk about how nonsensical a lot of these things are and how counterintuitive it is to actually improving your overall physical appearance. Because in these quote unquote looks maxing routines and looks maxing glow up processes or protocols, you got to understand the products and the stuff being used in there is counterintuitive to your health, to your overall physical vessel. And if you know a thing or two about health, you understand that what you put in and on your body will be absorbed and eventually be expressed out in your appearance. A lot of people don't understand that when it comes to looks maxing, when it comes to this whole concept and pursuit of elevating their physical appearance. They think that, okay, man, I don't get girls. I don't get female attraction. I don't like the way I look. I'm gonna go on YouTube and figure out all these things to essentially hack my way into looking good. When in reality, aside from your genetic makeup, the only thing that you can really change when it comes to your physical appearance is by first addressing your health. Without addressing your health, you're gonna look the same and you're gonna look worse regardless of what kind of eye cream you use, what kind of anal cream you use, what kind of fucking nonsense that's being promoted with this whole looks maxing genre or sphere of content. And funny enough, a lot of these guys who are promoting looks maxing and doing these routines and doing these protocols, blah, 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 are the quote unquote alpha guys, the red pill chads, the this, the that, the guys that get a bunch of girls. And that doesn't add up. I mean, I'm not telling you guys to go out and look like a bum. I'm not telling you to not think about your physical appearance. I'm not telling you to just throw that all away. But what I'm saying is the guys that over obsess, they ultra obsess about their looks, about their physical appearance, they have an imbalance with their masculine and feminine qualities. And the world we live in today, regardless of what society is trying to push on us, there's a bunch of other factors that is actually perpetuating this whole flip of the gender dynamics. Men are becoming more feminine and females are becoming more masculine. It's not just what you see on social media, but it's also, again, the food that you're eating, again, the type of clothes that you're wearing, again, the type of stuff that you're putting in your body with those creams, with those products and this and that. They have certain qualities, chemicals, and overall toxic substances to them that are warping your genetic makeup. Because there's something called epigenetics where it states that the type of lifestyle you have, the type of even thoughts you have, the type of overall diet, routine, everything that you have in your day-to-day life will essentially turn on certain genes within your biological makeup, which will then express out in your physical appearance. And if you're constantly doing these things where you're drinking out of plastics, where you're buying products out of plastics, where you're eating shit food, you're getting bad sleep, you're not getting out in the sun, I don't care how expensive your fucking eye cream, your anal cream, your fucking whatever it is that you buy for your looks maxing protocol is, it ain't gonna fucking work. So let's take that out of the equation and let's focus in on the things that are gonna actually change your physical appearance to what it's always meant to be. A lot of people think that they're quote unquote ugly, but in reality, they are not optimizing their physical makeup. They're not optimizing their genetic potential. And that's just not only like your muscles, but also your facial structure. So if you really want to do that the right way, let's talk about how the type of lifestyle you have, the health you actually are trying to maintain will affect that. So this is the surface level. This is the bare basics. This is the foundation you need in order to keep building upon. Without this, I don't care how expensive your products are, how dialed in your looks maxing routine is. You ain't gonna fucking look good, and you're not gonna look as good as you can if you set up this foundation first. I would say that if you just have the foundation of good health, you'll look 100 times better than you would if you don't have that, but you're doing everything when it comes to the looks maxing routine. All right, so what are the main things, or what are the main tenets, or what are the main principles to build up this foundation to look better, to be proud of your physical appearance? Because at the end of the day, this is just an avatar. This is just a meat suit. This is just a character you're playing for your role in this lifetime for the time being. It ain't permanent, but if you've ever played video games, why not soup up your character? Why not make it look cool? Why not turn it into the best version it can possibly be? You know, if you have been into like TV shows and stuff like that in the past, you might have recalled one called Pimp My Ride. Pimp My Ride with Exhibit and a bunch of other different people who brought in bust down, beaten down cars, and they souped it up to make it look sick. That is what you can do with the physical body. This is just a vehicle. This is just an instrument. This is just your vessel for the time being. Why not supercharge it and make it look as sick as possible in your eyes? Not what other people think about what you should look like, this and that, but creating your own swag, creating your own vibe, creating your own character. Because that's fun. Why not? You know what I mean? So the main principles and the main core tenets to get down first off is, one, in my opinion, the number one thing: get out in the fucking sun. Get out in the fucking sun. If you've seen me personally, I'm already Middle Eastern. I'm built to be out in the sun. I'm built to be out in the desert. Cook up. Like, everybody used to call me in like high school and school. They used to call my skin color caramel. They used to call me the caramel king. You know what I mean? So my skin loves the sun. Yet a lot of people's skin, depending on where your ethnicity is from, doesn't handle the sun as well. So you feel like you got to stay away from it. When in reality, if you progressively overload yourself to exposure to the sun, it's gonna build up in a way where you're gonna look better, aka a tan. If you ever seen, like, quote unquote, the best looking people in the world, they're tan. A tan looks like you're vital, your physical energy is on point. You look healthy, aside from someone who's pale and looks sickly. When in the back in history, it was actually reversed. People who were pale, fat, and stuff like that, they thought that was the most beautiful form of a human being. That's never been the case. The kings, the queens, and this and that didn't want to go outside. They're fat, lazy, they got all the money in the world, so they just sat at home. So they try to perpetuate this whole concept that being pale, being pasty, and being fat is what beauty is all about. Well, in reality, if you're out in the sun, not only do you feel better, but you start looking better. So please prioritize that. Regardless of where you're at in the world, I'm in Sunnyside, California, man. So I've grown up with the sun. I love the sun. I feel night and day difference when the sun is out and when it's overcast. I am not as productive. I am not as locked in. I am not as just overall tuned into my highest self. The sun is like a battery for me at some point, bro. And it can be for you, not only on the physical side, but also the other aspects of life. So get your sun dialed in. Get your sun dialed in. Come on, man. So that's one thing. The second thing to me is your diet. If you don't got a good diet, if you're eating processed foods, nonsensical junk foods that have no benefit to your body, then you're not gonna look as good. You're gonna look puffy, you're gonna look swollen, you're gonna look stupid, your brain is gonna be on a stupid mode. Like, you don't realize how much these types of things affect you. They make you stupid, and they make you look stupid. So you gotta dial in on whole foods, regardless of what type of diet you want to follow, if that's carnivore, if that's vegetarian, vegan, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm not here to tell you what to do, how to do it, but I'm telling you, you need to eat whole foods at the end of the day. You need to eat whole foods at the end of the day. And that's so bizarre to some people. Think that if I just eat whole foods, I'll look better. Yes, not only are you fueling up your body with the proper nutrients, but also these types of things have different substances and components to them that will help your skin, that will help your hair, that will help your overall radiance when it comes to your physical appearance. Eating tougher foods is going to give you that masculine jaw. Stuff like chewing on mastic gum instead of fucking regular Trident gum that's filled with sugars, chemicals, this and that. Take the whole natural food of, it's not really food, but mastic gum, plug it in, and guess what? Your jaw's gonna get better, bigger, stronger. It's gonna look better. Your teeth are gonna be better. Like if you look at some of the people who aren't modernized in their diets, they got straight teeth. Like these people out in different third world countries, they got straight teeth, big jaws. They look better. They look healthier. Why? Because they're eating tougher foods, because they're eating whole foods. They don't got access to McDonald's. They don't got access to Taco Bell. They don't got access to all this junk food, KFC, this and that. They don't got access to that. So all they can eat is whole foods. All they known in life was whole foods, even though they don't have the optimal approach to it because they probably don't have enough food to survive. Yet they still look better than people out here who've been eating Uber Eats on the daily, on the hourly, on the minute by minute basis, stuff in their face, thinking that, oh man, like I got access to all this food, bro, this and that, like might as well take advantage of it. No, bro. So your diet is the other thing, because those two components, sun and diet, I think will lock down a lot of it. The next thing, the next core tenet is sleep. If you don't get the proper amount of sleep and you don't get the proper quality of sleep, you're gonna look fucking tired, you're gonna act tired, you're gonna talk like you're tired, like you're not gonna look good, you're not gonna look radiant, you're not gonna look attractive. And if you realize that attraction works on two different levels, on the first level we'll talk about right now, and second one later on down in this video, attraction on the physical side of things. If you want to attract a woman, obviously most of you guys are guys out there, most of you guys are men watching this, it works on a twofold level. The physical side is biologically, a woman thinks, or not even thinks, subconsciously programs in her mind that I want a guy that I can actually reproduce with. So I'm gonna choose subconsciously the most healthy guy, the most radiant, the most masculine, the most overall vital man, because the whole purpose of getting with them on a biological level, yes, there's physical sensations to it that make it feel good, that makes people get stuck in the cycle of sexual addiction, but on a base level, the real purpose of it is not just pleasure, but also reproduction. So if they roll their dice and they say, this person is the most vital, the most physically healthy, I'm probably gonna get physically healthy and vital children. This is biologically wired, and same thing to you. It's not just the way they look, but it's also the way that their health expresses out into the physical world. Like, let's be honest, as a guy to guy, as a man to man, are you really attracted to the girls that are dosed up in makeup, that are drowning in makeup, that once they take it all off, they're a completely different person? Or are you more attracted to the healthy girl who's taking care of her life, who's taking care of her own physical vessel, doesn't wear as much makeup, it doesn't wear all these fancy clothes and stuff like that? Which one are you gonna be more attracted to? You know for a fact that there's certain women or certain scenarios or periods of time in your life where you saw that woman, and then you saw the main majority of women who are caked up all the time with their cosmetic products, this and that. You are innately subconsciously, biologically wired more to be attracted to the other healthier version of that woman. It's just biological, bro. You can't really fight it. Yes, there's different things when it comes to your own conscious mind. They say, okay, this is my type, that's my type, blah, blah, blah. But on a deep level, you're gonna be like, okay, I wanna reproduce with that person. Same thing applies, bro. Same thing applies. You think she's gonna want the guy that is just dosed up in fucking weird ass creams, weird ass gels, weird ass fucking morning routines that are full of just nonsensical products, or dousing themselves in different like body washes that's killing off their own actual pheromones, killing off their own actual masculine sense. They're just rubbing estrogenic products all over themselves. Like, no, it's gonna mask your masculine qualities, and it's gonna mask your actual physical attractiveness. That's gonna bring in that type of mate or that type of woman that is meant for you. So let's talk about now. Okay, aside from sleep, yeah, let's talk about the deeper aspects of attraction, and that is stuff like your mental and your spiritual. Looks maxing ain't gonna get you this, bro. Looks maxing ain't gonna change your mind, ain't gonna really change your soul. It may change your mind a little bit because you might be looking a little bit better, and if you look a little bit better, you feel a little bit better, and you think better thoughts. Yeah, I get it. Again, I'm not telling you to not try looking good. I'm telling you to set up the foundation first and foremost, and then add on the sauce on the top. Like if you're trying to make food, you build that base. You build up the carbs, you build up the proteins, you build up the fats. Then you put on the sauce. Then you put on whatever toppings you want to make it come alive all together, piece it into one perfect masterpiece. That is the same thing when it comes to your physical appearance, to this character you have for the time being. Build up the foundation, like we said before. Working out, diet, sleep, your sun exposure, all that stuff, man. Working out, forgot to talk about that, but that should be obvious. You work out, you build muscle, you build up strength, you build up your posture, you build up all the most important things when it comes to this structure of the physical body. That should be a no-brainer. But now, when it comes to the mental side of things, this is another thing that a lot of people don't actually understand when it comes to looks maxing and elevating their physical appearance. It is the concept of physiognomy. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that word, but look it up. Physiognomy. You know what I'm saying? So that is the idea that your mental thoughts, your own thought forms, your level of consciousness affects the way you look. If a person is always pissed off, always has angry thoughts, they're always looking like this. They got their eyebrows like crinkled up, and they're just pissed off. Their nose is like all pushed out, and they're just like walking around like this. You know people like this in your day-to-day life. The pissed off guy at the gym, the pissed off guy at work, the old guy that's always just angry. It literally expresses out in their physical body, versus the person who's very calm, who's very stoic. They got a very stoic face. They got a very stoic look to them. Versus the person who's super happy, who's super jolly, who's super just jumpy around. You can see it on their actual face. Like literally in the face, not even in the body. You don't have to think about that. Literally in the face. This is the concept that has been around for a while. People have studied this for ages. It's very ancient, actually, the physiognomy. So that is one thing that you also need to hone in on. This is why just quote unquote surface level self-improvement ain't gonna be enough to be your highest self in all areas of life. Not only on your business, not only on your fitness, not only on your spiritual development, but also the way you look. If you're just doing the surface level things, guess what? You're gonna get surface level results, half-assed results. Take it up the next level. This is what we talk about self-mastery here on this channel, on this brand, on this message that I'm trying to give out to you guys. We're trying to master things, and that takes us to a deeper layer of stuff, like physiognomy, not just looks maxing and what fucking cream I gotta put on my fucking face at night. It's deeper than that. So you need to be able to learn how to reprogram the subconscious mind, and more importantly, be aware of where your mind and your thought forms are taking you. Because if you're always in that negative state or in that depressed state, guess what? If you're really trying to look better, if you're really trying to become the best version of yourself, not only on the physical outward appearance, but also on how you operate, because your mind is the machine to help operate this physical vessel, then you gotta hone in on that. That's why meditation is so key. That's why self-reflection is so key. Journaling, other aspects of the whole concept of diving into the deeper aspects of the mind, of the subconscious mind, of the conscious mind, psychology, all that stuff. That's why you need to learn it, to be able to tune it up properly. And if you tune it up properly, guess what? Physiology says that your physical appearance will change. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. I see it in other people and I see it in myself. Since I've been on this path of self-mastery, if you want to call it that, semen retention, spirituality, I look completely different. I used to be a hothead. I used to be super energetic. Oh, I still am energetic, but I'm more stoic now. And I can see it in my face. I can see it in the way I look. I can see it in the way I carry myself. And the same thing happens to you. And I'm telling you, you have to be stoic, this and that, but choose that type of state of mind that really applies to your life and really embodies your true self, your inner child. How were you as a child? Were you the energetic kid, or were you the more of the calm kid? So that is another thing that you need to get in your mind when it comes to elevating your physical appearance. The next thing is probably the most important, because how I've talked about it so much on this channel is that the spiritual is the top level. It is the top level, or the highest realm of reality. Then whatever's in there is going to trickle down to the mental, aka the thought forms, and those are going to create or express itself out into the physical, aka physiognomy, that we just talked about. Those thought forms is going to express out into the way you look. But that's just from the mental. What is the thing that is the original source of it all? It's in the spiritual realms. And this is the whole concept of real maxing, which I'm going to be making a full guide to within the private Patreon community. Shout out to the Patreon, man. If you want to join up, get access to exclusive videos, full guides, in-depth occult lectures, and get into our monthly masterminds and much more, go check out the link posted in the pinned comment of this video. Help support your boy and get up on some sauce. But this whole concept of real maxing, this is what we really need to be focusing on instead of looks maxing. This is taking to the next level. This is all the things I talked about before, but also the spiritual side of attraction, because like I said before, there's a twofold nature to physical, or just attraction in general. That physical side, the biological side that we talked about before, becoming vital, becoming bigger, becoming overall more healthy, to really trigger that person that you're trying to attract, or this and that, trigger their biological instincts to literally be pulled towards you like a magnet. But also there's a certain level of spiritual or personal magnetism that cannot be seen and can only be felt from within. And this is the concept of auras. When it comes to looks maxing, there's also aura maxing. And again, people butcher that shit. I've seen videos on that, butcher it. They don't understand the whole concept of aura because they don't understand the concept of vril. And that essence of vril is an ancient word that means more of the masculine bio-spiritual, psycho-spiritual attractiveness to the masculine essence, the essence of masculinity. Because there's masculine and feminine energies in everything, in us, in plants, in the world around us. That masculine vril is what really attracts people and pulls people more than even the physical can ever do. And this is developed by all those things that we said before that help maintain your vril. But at the end of the day, this is your moral compass almost. The moral compass will kind of relegate the meter of vril you have, the vril meter. When you're actually pursuing higher goals in life, when you're actually becoming a divine vessel of God, people become more attractive than ever before. I have a whole video about this, how semen retention helps this through the process of Ojas Shakti on the main channel. Just look up the metaphysical effects of semen retention on Fulati Fitness. But in essence, that Ojas Shakti or that vril, if you want, either or, you can change the the words you want to use, they have the same definition really at the end of the day. That is developed when you're actually becoming a divine vessel for God. Like there's people out there that were so attractive, not only on the physical appearance, so they get like things like sex and this and that, but they were so attractive that they built up fucking movements around them. People like Gandhi, just fucking short little Indian old guy, bro. Was he really doing all the things that we said before? But no, because like I said, the spiritual is so much more attractive and powerful on this plane of reality that the other stuff doesn't really need to even be there. Guys like Osho, motherfucker like that, you just, again, another Indian guy, long beard, but the way he carried himself, the way he had this spiritual power and energy to him, was able to move nations. The guy built up his own damn city, his own damn country. He was rolling with fucking 93 Rolls Royces. Like, all that stuff really perpetuates how much power, how much spiritual vigor you can have when you develop your vril, when you develop your Shakti, when you develop your Ojas. People become so attracted to you and become so pulled to your energy that it really just hypnotizes people almost. Because they see the divine in you. They see the divine essence radiating throughout you. You see this on throughout your day-to-day life. A really nice sunset, a really nice view. You see the divine expressing itself. Yet you can see that within people personally if they actually develop that aspect to them. And that is through spiritual practices, that is through spiritual wisdom, that is through pursuing your highest purpose in life, through aka self-mastery, which will lead to self-realization, the ultimate state that you actually are brought here to experience. So that is the essence that really pushes people, that really attracts people on a much deeper psycho-spiritual level, not just on the physical realm or the physical plane of existence. If you're able to accomplish all three things, you're gonna become the most attractive. You ain't gonna need looks maxing. And if you really want, at the end of the day, go get yourself a nice haircut, you know what I mean? Low taper on the sides, get a nice beard lineup. That's just the toppings at the end of the day. That's just a cherry on top. That's just the icing on the cake. If you add all these three layers to your overall physical appearance. And again, I'm gonna be breaking down in much more detail, much more in-depth on the private Patreon community when it comes to the Vril Maxing Guide. But this, in essence, is what really elevates you on all planes of life when it comes to your ability to attract. Like, think about the guys I give examples for. Gandhi. Gandhi wasn't the best looking guy. Gandhi wasn't looks maxing. Gandhi wasn't even going to the gym. Yet he built up a whole movement because there's that spiritual quality, what he was actually preaching about, what his message was about. That attracted people, so much support, so many people behind him who were sticking down behind him. Osho, same thing as him. And he got hella girls. Like, he was called the spiritual playboy for a reason. Same thing. Was he really looks maxing? Was he doing this and that? Yes, he had some nice clothes, this and that, nice cars. But at the end of the day, was he really caring about what fucking eye cream he was using at night? Fuck no. It's that spiritual quality to him that was so fucking powerful that it can't be put into words. You just got to develop it yourself. And I see it within myself, and I see it with other people around me who are actually pursuing it. The people I do one-on-one consultations with, people who are in the coaching programs, they say to me too, okay, since I've been on this path of elevating my mind, body, and soul through things like semen retention, working out, getting a good diet, getting into the spiritual wisdom, actually following my purpose, understanding my psychology, I see that attraction. It's not just from semen retention, because that whole idea I've talked about so much on this channel, on the main channel, the concept that, okay, I'm just gonna get on semen retention and girls are gonna flock to me, that ain't the truth. It's all these things building up together to the point where you actually establish your vril, your Shakti, your overall essence that radiates, that permeates your aura. All that stuff, man. That addresses the spiritual, the mental, and the physical. When you do that, man, how can you lose? How can you lose? So there it is, man. Looks maxing, the whole concept. Don't let it over obsess you to the point where you become so like autistic about how you look, because at the end of the day, you can change it drastically by doing these things much more efficiently and much more effectively than it would of figuring out what face shape you have, this, that, like your fucking, what kind of ointment you need to use to get this type of skin quality, this and that, bro. Focus on your health, focus on your wealth of the mind, and focus on your spiritual senses, developing those. You become the most attractive than you'll ever be, and then you can add in all the other aspects when it comes to looks maxing, when it comes to adding on the little details, tuning it up at the end of the day, finding out your swag, what kind of clothes you like, finding out what kind of haircut you like, finding out what kind of skin products work best for you. Little side note, use natural products again. Don't put bullshit in your body. Coconut oil, one ingredient. Fucking use aloe vera, one ingredient. Stuff like that. Beef tallow, one ingredient. Stuff like that. Use olive oil, soap, all this stuff. I'm gonna be breaking down again more of this stuff on the private Patreon, because I'm gonna be doing a biohacking basics guide as well. So all that stuff that we talk about on this channel, we talk about on the main channel, is gonna be further expanded upon within the private Patreon community. If you want to join up, again, links posted in the pinned comment of the video. But at the end of the day, looks maxing, do not make you into a loser. Don't let it make you into a female, a feminine like person that thinks that everything in life, all their attraction revolves around looks. Yes, it gets your foot in the door, but what really breaks you into the door, what really battery rams it, is what's in your mind, as well as also the spiritual realm, the spiritual aspect of your attractiveness. So without further ado, man, it's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains, and I'm out of here. Peace.